Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth. Wayne's World, party time. Excellent. It's Friday, and you're back with your favorite show with your favorite host, Brandon, and his sidekick, Justin.
This is Flip Phone Confessional, where drama flipped harder than my Motorola. I said I'd lay in a text, got left on red. Now I'm scream singing Fall Out Boy in my bed. We're spilling secrets from the teen days, crushing on skaters in able ways. So grab your chain wallet and your black nail pen. We're dialing back to when life made no sense. Time to confess.
Kick. What's up, everybody?
Yo.
Welcome to Flip Phone Confessional. I'm Justin.
And I'm Brandon.
Today we're going to talk about back to school because it is the season. So for all those parents who are excited to get a break from their kids being around 24/7,
You're almost
school
there.
School is right around the corner. And that just made me think of how much I enjoyed back to school shopping as a kid. And we'll get into the reasons why I've enjoyed that so much. But before we do, Brandon, with the good news of the day.
Brandon, the good news of the day. Finland coming in hot from Scandinavia. I just got back from Norway. Whoa. I love all things Scandinavian, generally speaking. Finland has reduced homelessness close to zero by giving people housing first instead of temporary shelters. So many things. So I spent like 3 months out in Finland about a decade ago. I was on working on a yoga wellness retreat and got lodging instead of payment. And it was just a really cool thing that I did when I was in like my early 30s. Yeah, they have such minimal amount of crime and homelessness because they really set up people to succeed. Like prisons there, people have their own rooms. They have access to computers and to having their own space. They actually get to leave the grounds to actually go out and work, obviously when they've earned these privileges, but to literally rehabilitate themselves to be back into being a productive member of society. But nonetheless, to help people out in this way and to give them what they actually need, I don't know, it's just a beautiful thing.
It just makes me think of that social media clip of that dumb girl in her car where she's like, if you're homeless, just buy a home.
Oh, I know, for real. Back to school. Back to school. Got to prove to Dada I'm not a fool.
I was one of those kids that loved going back to school. I was a nerd, huge nerd. I loved learning, still love learning. But I was always excited. I loved getting assignments. I loved figuring stuff out. I loved everything about school, meeting friends, hanging out with my friends, learning things. But my favorite thing about back to school was back to school shopping with mom. Do you remember those moments?
Dude, hell yeah, dude. Target, let's go. Let's just go ham in Target.
It was either Target or it was Walmart.
Sure, either way.
I just, especially when I think of elementary school, that was peak going back to school shopping. I remember you were judged and rated as where you sat on the popularity totem pole by what your school supplies were when you came back. So for me, I always wanted just the coolest folders. I wanted gel pens. I wanted scented markers, scented crayons.
Yes, exactly.
Do you remember the No Rules folders for that came out? They were these
sounds familiar.
crazy designs where they were almost three-dimensional, but you'd have a bulldog breaking a baseball. You'd have a giant iguana on a tower.
Oh yes, I totally remember this.
If you Google No Rules folders,
those are so sick.
That, and then if you were a girl, of course, Lisa Frank folders were the top, or just any Disney folder, right? If you had Lion King, or if you had
Dawson's
Pokemon,
Creek or whatever.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the best binder. You could have the binder that zips up and protects all your folders. You could have the Velcro Trapper Keeper to keep all your folders. And then, of course, the pencil box. And it was always a clear pencil box. It was either teal or purple, but you kept all of your school supplies in. And if you were really cool, you had the little gel thing for your pencils so your fingers didn't get whatever. And then the attachment erasers that you had. I remember those memories with mom super fondly of just like a bonding moment, but also begging, hey, can I get everything on this aisle because I want to be the cool kid at school? That was just, it was the best, man. It was the
I,
best.
I
Did you
remember
like
like
going
that.
back to school?
Oh, totally. I mean, I remember like that first day back is like everyone would put their folders up, and you'd almost
Yeah.
like make a little fort, but you would see what everyone's
You,
new folder was.
you're
Um,
bragging. It's bragging rights. Like,
totally.
oh,
Yeah. And like you could tell like there were some kids whose parents like used retail therapy to like show love for their kids. That was
oh
not
yeah,
my
100%.
family. Like not that we were like held without, but my mom was like, "No, you don't need 3 of those. You don't need a brand new whatever. This already works." But there was that kid who always had the new toys. That I would always go
Yep.
over to his house and play with his toys. And let's be real, like sometimes shout out to my like homie Josh Askin in the 2nd grade, but he would get new toys all the time to the point where like I stole some of his toys because I'm like he's not even playing with them. He's not gonna even know that they're gone. He is 13 Ninja Turtles. He doesn't even like this one. And I would like just put it in my pocket and not ever tell him. So sorry, Josh Haskin. That's who I am. I'm
Uh,
morally and ethically corrupt. Anyway,
guess,
back to school though. Yeah, like I remember, for us, the closest thing that we had to us was a Target. And yet again, my mom wasn't like, get whatever you want. It was like a negotiation
yeah.
that I would have with her. So I'd have to like pitch her ideas and I would have to come up with a narrative as to why I was deserving or why this was important. And if you really got a few of those things that you were gunning for, it was, just the best feeling.
Mom, I need the Johnny Tsunami Trapper Keeper. I have to have it.
Trapper Keeper for the ball.
Yeah, no. And remember when like they started doing different kinds of Elmer's glue when it was like the blue
Yes.
see-through
Yes,
glue, and
yes.
you're like, oh no, I have to have that glue, even though it does the
Mhm.
exact same thing as the white glue, but I want to be the cool kid with the
Right.
see-through glue or the purple glue sticks because it was a different color than what the normal ones were. And to your point, right? You'd walk down and you'd be like, well, I want 5 things. Your mom will be like, well, you get 1. And you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, like what am I going to get? And then, I think too, is like whenever you had the Scholastic Book Fair come through, that
Yeah.
was your time to upgrade through like the middle of the
dude.
year because they'd
Love
have
the book fair.
a new like Goosebumps folder or a new whatever folder, or they'd have like the bendable pencils or like the wacky pencils, and you'd be like, I have to get, or the pen that had all the colors that you could shove down at once. And you're like, I absolutely need this for no other reason than I have to have it.
Dude, school fairs were the best because it was like I think there were 2 separate things. You had the Scholastic School Fair, but then you also had
Yep.
like a little Christmas shop where you would go and buy presents for your parents. Did you have this growing up?
I never had that. Tell me about it. That sounds really fun.
So at least in my school and in elementary school, we'd have like the Scholastic School Fair, which was in the library. You go in there and just like you said, you like re-up on whatever you need. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
But then we would also have kind of like the same thing, but with presents to buy for your parents. Obviously, my parents are giving me money.
Wild.
And so
Yeah.
you have to learn to budget your money with the help of like the teachers and people that are helping you there. And none of this stuff was expensive, but you'd have to think about, okay,
Yeah.
well, I have a sister, I have a brother, I have my mom, I have my dad, I have my grandparents. Oh, actually, like I think dad would really like this thing. So sorry, grandma and grandpa, you're not getting anything this year. But those are the things that you would have to like budget out.
They taught us capitalism so early. It's so funny how much we were trying to flex as kids just based on our school supplies. And the backpack too. Backpack was huge. Like, you could use that old JanSport backpack that you've had for a few years, or if you were lucky enough, you might get a Pokemon backpack or a Ninja Turtles or a Power Rangers backpack, because you're just always like, I just want to show up in something colorful, something different, something new. I for sure had a Power Rangers backpack, and I probably for sure had a Pokemon backpack, like no doubt. Back in
Not
the
much
day.
has changed. Look at you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still here. And I still got a JanSport backpack, literally right there.
Nice.
Also. But no, that was just were you a pack your own lunch kid, or were you a school lunch kid?
Pack my own lunch. I was
Yeah.
kind of a picky eater, and I could eat the same thing every day. So our cafeteria was like
your
a little
oatmeal.
dicey. Yeah,
Or
my
raisin bran,
raisin
excuse me.
bran, my raisin bread and
I think-
rice cakes.
I think I was like 50-50. I think I like had packed lunch like 2 days a week, and then it was a school lunch like 3 days a week.
I was wondering, like, so was your cafeteria lunch good? Did you have a good cafeteria?
I was just going to say, like, thinking back, what was health for kids back in the 90s? Because that's just fucking insane. Lunch was always at like 10:30, in the morning. And they're like, hey, why don't we give you some tater tots, some corn, chocolate milk, and a round square pizza, a round like
Right.
3-inch pizza, and that is your healthy school food for the day. Like,
We'll make them extra sloppy for you.
What were we doing? And people were wondering, they're like, why are your kids like so lethargic come around like 12 o'clock when they're back in the classroom?
Well,
I don't know, maybe because you just gave them 80 carbs and like 40 grams of sugar
on cardboard. On edible cardboard.
Let's critically.
But that's why we would have like we'd have
cafeteria
like nap time.
pizza.
But we'd have nap time directly after the post recess of lunch. Did you have that?
Didn't nap time end in kindergarten? I don't remember nap time after kindergarten.
Well,
like,
I guess we had like quiet reading time. So like directly after, and that was like also like if you want to get 15 minutes of like sleep, like this is where you take it. Did you not have that?
Dude, it would. I think so. Where they turn off the lights, or it would get like. I remember quiet time. I don't remember if kids took naps, but
I definitely.
No, it just floors me when I think of like the actual food they served us when it was like sloppy joes, mixed potatoes or mashed potatoes smothered in gravy, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Especially when you compare that to social media and you see what European countries give people for their cafeteria food for school lunches, and you're like, what
detecting
the
a
fuck?
trend. Yeah, exactly.
It's like 5-star meals where it's like, oh, here, let's have some duck confit with some like speared asparagus. Like, here
homeless
you go.
people get houses and children get food. What a crazy concept.
Wild.
So what did you bring? Wait, in your packed lunch, what did you bring to school?
Yeah, very simple. It was like a bologna and cheese sandwich, probably, a bag full of carrots or something, and then maybe some sort of snack, whether it was like the Kraft club crackers and the fake cheese, or maybe like a string things, and then like a Capri Sun or a High C for sure was in that lunchbox.
Those are the days.
Typical, Midwest, not very healthy. You have the carrots in there to balance stuff out, but what Wonder Bread. Or what was it? The Power Kids is that what it was? The white bread that had the two kids kicking a soccer ball on it. Was it iron? Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like Kraft singles with bologna on white bread, and then processed food with processed drinks. That was my entire school age growing up in elementary school for sure.
I pretty much had the same thing. Not even Midwest. I was bologna or PB&J. My mom would give me like an apple or carrots. I would trade those for some other like dumb kids that were dumb enough to take them for something cooler. And maybe like Doritos or Oreos would be what I'm always trading for. And then like, I don't know, like I guess we got Capri Suns, but it's not like I was taking bottles of water. I guess every now and then I would get an actual like carton of like chocolate milk. Remember that back in the day?
When did that start of like the whole, like you have to bring a water bottle to school, like hydration became so important? Because I remember if I wanted water, I would either like in the middle of class, just be like, can I go to the water fountain?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like go drink. Yeah. Or it's in between classes, you would just go out to the water fountain, take a few gulps, and then you'd be like, okay, I'm good for the next 2 hours sitting in a classroom.
I mean, I did get sent to school with a thermos, and like my mom would sometimes actually put a soup in a thermos, which is tough, and you like drink it through like a fat thermos straw.
Did your school ever have those outhouses where they actually taught classes, like the mobile homes on campus, where like the big giant steel buildings that were not even a part of your real school, you would have to walk outside to go to another class where it didn't have air conditioning. It had the AC in the window to keep it. Exactly. So when I lived in New Mexico, when I was in elementary school there, we had those where you actually left. You're like, oh, I'm going into a mobile home for my next class. Yeah. Just what like I can't even why were we doing that? I don't even understand the reason. It was just so underfunded and too many kids. So we're just sticking them in steel boxes outside.
Our teachers were making $17,000, so we're gonna put them in a metal bin to just bake throughout the day. Yeah,
I was watching. This was like a Southern California news excerpt of how they were keeping kids cool back in the early 90s in SoCal, where they would literally just have the kids in a line and they would squirt them with a spray bottle of water to beat the heat. If that doesn't sum up our, what we spend on
90s
school here
experience.
in the
Yeah.
United States. Yeah, I don't know what does. Did you ever get a red slip at school? Did you ever have to get sent home for getting a red slip or pink slip? I think it was called, for reprimanding for getting in trouble. Did you ever have
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I peed on a wall in the 4th grade, like out in the field. Like me and 4 buddies, like peed on a wall. Because we just needed to go pee and didn't want to like go back in, and got in so much trouble, and parents came. I'm like
Nice.
crying, the whole fucking thing. Yeah. You?
Yeah. Me and like five guys played Smear the Queer with a football, and they told us you can't do tackle. You can't do like tackle, beat the shit out of each other sports during recess. And we're like,
Yeah.
nah, fuck that. We're just gonna beat the shit out of each other. And yeah, we got same thing. We got in so much trouble of, like, I think because one of the kids got a bloody nose because of how hard he got hit, and we're like, uh-oh. And the teacher came out and was like, yeah, it was not good. Because other than that, I was such a like golden boy. Like I was
Same.
had to be I
Such
had
a
to be
good boy.
like such a good boy. Like my brother
Yeah.
was the black sheep. He always got into
Yeah.
trouble, and for me, I was like the golden child at home who never got into trouble. But yeah, I think it was like 4th grade. It was me and like 5 other kids, and we were just beating the shit out of each other. Like someone grabs a football, and then you're just like grabbing the collar of their white shirt, just stretching it out and ripping it, like throwing it down to the ground as hard as you possibly could. Good times.
Yep.
Good times. Okay, let's hear this draft. I want to hear this draft. I'm excited.
So basically, we're just going to be drafting from like whatever you want from your childhood.
Okay.
We're just going to be transported
Got it.
back to mid 90s, late
Okay.
90s, whatever you want. You're going to come up with some stuff that I'm not going to come up with, and vice versa. I guess what we could do is maybe we could limit to like 5 items.
Okay.
And you're going to round out your starting 5 here. Now, we could also try to keep ourselves within a budget as well. Like maybe we could say we have, $100 to spend, generally speaking. We don't have to be like
Ooh.
super anal about this, but yet again, it's gonna mean that you're gonna have to be, a little bit calculated, just like you would have had to been with mom.
Okay.
Thoughts?
So
Feelings?
budget, $100 budget.
Loosely.
But if we're in the 90s,
we can kind of agree.
If we're in the
we can
90s
agree.
with $100, we could buy everything that we want. You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to compare it to like prices today. But that's what we can like agree on. Like, hey, man, I don't think you have the budget for that. That sort of thing.
Okay. Got it. All right.
My number 1 overall pick in the 2026 back to school draft, man. I think I'm going to take Mr. Sketch, like fragrant smelling markers. Those were the ones where you had like, you had like the cherry, you had the green, you had like the black licorice. But yeah, I was the kind of
ones
kid
you were
that,
just trying to get high in
exactly.
in school,
I was the kid who would like
markers.
huff on them. Exactly. That was totally me. Just because honestly, like 2 things. I would sit in the back of the classroom and I would huff on some markers, and then I would also put like the Elmer's glue on the back of my hand until it dried, and then it made skin, and then I'd peel it off.
So yeah, that was
contrary
your first
to like the
experience
portrait
of, like,
that
a
I'm
spiritual awakening.
exactly. It was very early on ayahuasca, more or less. But yeah, like contrary to like the portrait that I'm painting, I was a straight A student. I was just also interested in the 5 senses. So
yeah, I just enjoyed inhalants from fucking
yeah.
scented markers. That is an elite pick.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, because that was the best days when you were in art class in elementary school, when they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to use the scented markers. What was your number 1 marker that you went to?
Without knowing ahead of time, I think green. I forget what the flavor of green was.
Lime.
But I enjoyed that. Is it was?
Well, they had a forest. They had a forest one, and then they had lime. So the forest one was like pine scented, and then like, because that was like the darker green one, and then you had the lime green one.
Forest green for sure.
I always liked the ones that had the most aggressive scent, because you just like felt like, whoa, this is great. So it was either probably the forest green, or if it was the black marker, because that like fake licorice smell from the black marker was so pungent. Like you go,
it really was.
Woo! Like, you were like, I'm awake in art class now. Let's see. If you do that, I would, and they discontinued these. I would probably go with Crayola scented crayons.
Ooh, wow. Really good pick.
They only had these for like,
scented.
yeah, so Crayola only had scented crayons for like 3 years, 2 to 3 years, and then they had to discontinue them because kids were like eating them.
Eating
They're
them.
like you can't. Yeah, you can't make something smell like so delicious and good
Yeah.
that kids are like ingesting them. I
Yeah.
was not one of those kids. I ate paint chips instead of crayons, so it's fine. Um,
We know.
but no, there's like I have such a distinct memory of having a 24 pack of those scented Crayola markers that
Mm.
they had a lilac, like a light purple
Whoa.
lilac crayon
Sick.
that was
That's
just
dope.
like you'd smell it and you would instantly be like, these are flowers. Like so, it was so good. And I would loved coloring with those things. Like yeah, I wish they didn't discontinue them because they were so cool. But yeah, I have such fond memories of sitting in the backseat of a car, coloring with those scented markers, and then just like huffing the page of like, so good, so good.
I love that we're on the same page. I love when
Gateway drugs with
yeah.
crayons.
I love when those came out and it came with like the crayon sharpener in the back. I was
I was just about to say
so
that.
cool. Yeah.
That was next level flex when you had the built-in little white sharpener on the box too,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh,
yeah,
I'm gonna
good to
color
go.
forever.
I'm killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With my next pick, if I'm just gonna follow my heart. I'm not gonna worry about what you're doing, and I'm gonna get a JanSport. I'm gonna get a JanSport.
Oh,
I'm gonna get a
okay.
brown. I'm gonna get a brown bottom that like has that like little felt.
The leather patch, the like little leather patch at the bottom kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's a little
Got it.
classy. I'm gonna go with like a dark blue. And I'm gonna
Ooh.
have like an outer pocket. I'm gonna have a smaller pocket, and then even a smaller pocket on the outside of that. Because back in the day, that was pretty revolutionary, right? Like for a given portion of the time when you're a kid, you only have one big pocket in which everything goes into. But then eventually you get old enough to where you can graduate. And yeah, I was a huffing individual.
Solid pick.
Thank you.
JanSport's classic. I will probably then go with a branded Trapper Keeper with like a like Power Rangers that had the Velcro snap open. Yeah, the pockets in there, your 3-ring binder for all your sweet folders that you're gonna put in there.
Should have taken that. Yeah.
Yeah, just flexing on whatever is on the front of the Trapper Keeper in front of all class. So when you like you hear that Velcro pull out, you're catching everybody's attention. Like, oh, Justin's got Tommy the Green Ranger on his Trapper Keeper. What a flex! Like, yeah, it's probably because so good, so good,
dope, strong, great pick. I kind of regret my pick a little bit that it was that good.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would fall a little.
It's all good.
I'm gonna go with remember those like those pens the way you'd press down and then have different colors, like maybe you could have like 4 or like 6 different colors within the same pen. You'd press down like on the sides.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know what those are called, but that was
I always thought of it as like an office or an editor's pen because it's like, if you wanted to switch to red, but I don't know the official name of it.
Yeah, you'd red, green, blue, and black typically. Yeah, and as someone who like loved art growing up, and I love doing art with like pins, that was the tits.
So does that mean all pens now are off limits or no?
I think so. Because I can't get a non like sniff Crayola box. You know what I mean?
Got it. Because my next pick was going to be gel pens.
Ooh.
Like, do you remember like crazy gel pens or like whatever that wacky dude was? Because gel pens were so they were so revolutionary. I remember the first time I saw like a gel pen in elementary school. I saw some girl like outlining a picture with it, and I'm like, what is that? Because you just see this like sparkly metallic turquoise going on a paper, and you're like, that's so pretty. God, what a time. What a time. Okay, so pens are off the table. Okay. Then I am going to stick in with capitalism. I am going with branded pencils. Do you remember the pencils that would have like NFL teams on them or like TV characters or like Looney Tunes, whatever you wanted?
What kind of pencils are we talking about? Are we talking about the ones that you can actually put in there and sharpen? Or are we talking
the
about
number 2 pencils that...
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also like the pop and point pencils where like...
Yes.
You know?
But they would drive you nuts because if you missed, like if you had one of those things disappear, then you'd have to like shove paper in there to get the pen to like come all the way back down to the bottom. But no, I'm talking about like, remember at school they used to have a pencil dispenser, like for 25 cents you could get like a random number 2 pencil. But I always loved getting like the NFL teams or a TV show pencil, and it's just like another flex of like, oh, Justin's got a Space Jam number 2 pencil. That's fucking sick. Like they're just
Did you have
That was
did you go back to school? Were you like pretty flexed out? Did your parents like hook you up pretty fat? Seems like it.
yeah, because it would be both parents and grandparents that I'd go
Uh-huh.
shopping with. Because again, like my parents were poor, so we relied like heavily on grandparents to like
Sure.
spoil us
Sure,
and
sure, sure.
whatnot. But yeah, but again, remember like shit costs like so cheap back in the day when it came to like
Mm.
pencils and stuff. There
Yeah,
wasn't like a
yeah.
really big expense because I would reuse backpacks unless my grandparents bought me a
Uh-huh.
backpack. But for the most
Uh-huh.
part, like new folders weren't that expensive. Pencils weren't that bad. But yeah, those were I think because we moved so much because of our childhood was so
Yeah.
uprooted and we are constantly like going new places.
They're
That
trying to
was
buy
like
your
my
love.
parents' way of 100%. Like I
Yeah.
was, yeah, it's like how you said earlier. It's like, oh, we feel kind of bad because we take this kid fucking all over the globe.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and like, here, he's going to a brand new school again. Here, at least try and like get some friends by standing out this way, kind of thing.
And you were a good boy, you know? So
Such a good boy.
more power to you. So, okay, so with my next pick, I'm wondering, is a trapper keeper the same as a folder?
No, a trapper keeper is a binder, so it's
Okay.
not a folder.
So then I'm going to take a branded folder. I'm going to go like, I mean, like they have like, you know, what did you say before?
The rules folders
no
are so
rules
sick.
were so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to definitely
Yeah.
take a no rules folder. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I had peachy folders back in the day. I had like sports folders, but the no
Oh,
rules
yeah.
were like incredibly epic. I remember drawing the no rules because like it was such cool art on those.
Art, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and if you think about the like, do you remember when they first were starting to do like CGI folders or like 3-dimensional
Yes,
folders with like
holographic.
lines or the holographic stuff? Like that shit
Yeah.
was so cool.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay,
good
so
times. All right,
I have
folders.
I have scented markers. I have
Yep.
no rules folders. I have a JanSport backpack, and I also have the 4 pen in one.
I feel like you're beating me at hand, like right now. I gotta make a
I'm
strong.
enjoying
I gotta make a
myself,
strong
yeah.
pick. I would get like a portable pencil sharpener that you could have on your desk, like maybe
Pretty
like
cool.
a clear one or whatnot. But so
So you can
instead
see
of
the
being the kid that
shavings?
has to, yeah, so you could see the shaving. So instead of being the kid that has to go up for the pencil sharpener from the 1800s, you
Mhm.
pull out that and you can actually sharpen it on your desk, and everybody's like jealous of you. Yeah, that'd probably be my next pick overall.
Nice. Great. I mean, you already have the pencils, so that naturally lends itself.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Okay. So for my last pick, oh man, this is would be. I think I'm gonna have to go with Elmer's glue, like a pretty elite bottle, like a huge bottle.
Oh, okay.
Because I would literally just sit in back of class and just put glue on freaking everything, and then like and like blow it off until I would peel it off like I'm a lizard man or something. And I am who I am, Justin.
You gotta love it. Were
Yeah.
you glue stick or like glue?
Like glue, and I would make sure there was like
Got
a
it.
thin layer on my skin, and then unfurl.
All right. Well, now that we're going swag and my budget has been so low, I think
Yeah,
I might
exactly.
be able to. I might be able to eclipse you right here. I
Yeah,
think I would
I will
show
not.
up with the Nike light ups, the ones where like
Yeah.
a white pair of Nike light ups where you walk and all of a sudden you just see the red
Dude.
flashing lights in the heel. I had
Swaggy
several
as
pairs
hell.
of those. And it was just, you felt so cool as a kid running at night, and you just see like, you look back at your heel and you just see the like almost like Knight Rider, Kip from Knight Rider
Mhm.
laser going back and forth on those. And God, it's like, it was just a flex. It's like, oh, if you
Total
had
flex.
light up shoes, you were just the coolest kid around
Yeah.
in elementary school.
You would show up to school that day, and I'd be like, "Wait, what? Like,
Yeah,
I didn't even know
your
that
shoes
was like
light
an
up?
option. Like,
Yeah.
where have I been? What kind of parents are these that I have? You know, that they would
Yeah.
withhold these light up shoes for me. Wow, what
God,
value?
I
what
loved
value for
my-
you with the
I-
10th pick?
Yeah, no, for real. I was save. I was being cheap on the front end for monster spending right towards the tail end.
Excellent.
Yeah, dude.
drafting.
I had several pairs as a kid, and I don't know why I was so upset. I think it was just because it was new technology where you just see, oh, my shoes actually have lights on them. There's a pair of shoes now I thought about getting for Easton where
Mhm.
it has a secret compartment where you can keep a Hot Wheels car. Like
That's so
inside the
awesome.
shoes.
That's so cool.
You can open up the door and all of a sudden a Hot Wheels car pops out. And I was like, if his feet weren't growing so fast, like I would want to buy this now because they're like $80-$90. They're not cheap shoes, but I'm thinking maybe when you're like 5 years old or 6 years old and we get longer than just a few months inside one shoe size, then maybe it's worth the purchase.
Yeah, well,
then.
you got two now, so maybe you like buy one for like 3 months and then wait a couple years and you got another one coming. So
that's true. You get some use out of it. But
Yeah.
okay, so Brandon had a backpack, JanSport backpack.
JanSport backpack,
Can't leave that detail. Scented markers.
Yep.
A no rules folders, a 4-in-1 pen, and glue.
And a fat thing of Elmer's glue.
Okay. I had scented crayons. I had a branded Trapper Keeper, probably Power Rangers on there. Green Ranger for sure.
Yep.
Logoed pencils, so probably like the Dallas Cowboys, 49ers, like the classic teams that were all winning back then, or even like Looney Tunes pencils. A see-through pencil sharpener that you could have for your desk, so like people could see the shavings and you didn't have to get up. Like people came to you, and then light up Nikes as my new back to school swag instead of a backpack.
Honestly, I'd say a pretty close draft.
I think I won at the very end, but if I won, it is by a very tiny margin. I don't know. I think this is probably our most even draft that we've ever had on.
Yeah, I would agree.
On as far as who won. But we'll let you guys decide. And for all the parents out there who going through back to school shopping,
happy shopping.
I'm sorry about your budgets, because I'm sure school supplies now are not cheap at all. But hey, Facebook Marketplace, that's where I buy 90% of my shit. Trust me, there's tons of cool shit on Facebook Marketplace. But again, have fun. It's almost end of summer. Fall is here. Hopefully that brings us out of the 100-degree temperatures here in Colorado.
Wild.
Yesterday being 106 degrees at my home
Inappropriate.
was not
cool.
Shame on you, Mother Nature. Like, come on. But we love you. And again, come to Weir Beer August 29th at 7 p.m. I will probably be there by myself for the first hour because Brandon's cutting it close on a wedding at Disneyland in LA, an hour away. It'll be super fun. We have special release alcohol. Brandon's got a sour. I have a seltzer. The labels are fucking dope, guys. Like they're going to be collectible items that'll be worth $1 20 years from now. So keep them. But come join. Tickets might be sold out. Look at Weir Beer. Look on Eventbrite. If so, still show up. I'll sneak you in somehow because fuck fire and marshal codes. It'll be good.
Also, if you can't make it, if you're in another state, we're going to do a live pod and probably a live stream from Weir Beer that day. So hop in there.
Yeah, that would be so cool for us to do it live and have to watch our language and the things that we call each other in an unedited setting. Hey, let's get canceled on August 29th. Can't wait. But we really appreciate you being here. We'll certainly get more consistent now that summer's over and we can get back into a schedule of some sorts. But we love y'all. Appreciate y'all. For the people that are coming, we can't wait to meet you and greet you at Weir Beer. It's going to be such a great time getting drunk together. We'll force Brandon to drink because he doesn't really drink, but he's going to do beer for beer with me that night. And we love y'all.
See you then.
Till next time. Hee-hee!
Don't let the signal fade away. You know I'm just one flip away.